Activities and tactics for tolerating distress have received increasing attention in recent years. Things like safe spaces, fidget toys, and meditation apps to alleviate stress and anxiety have even become commonplace. These activities and tactics rely on distraction, intentionally reducing distress in the moment by minimizing our contact with the things that are distressing us. With mixed reception and mixed results, distraction can be a powerful tool in our arsenal against stress and anxiety. And just like any other tool, we need to understand how to use it, when it's useful, and what its limitations are. Distraction for distress tolerance. The ACCEPTS skill is an acronym that helps us remember strategies we can use to temporarily distract ourselves in a healthy way. ACCEPTS stands for activities, contributing, comparisons, emotions, pushing away, thoughts, and sensations. We'll discuss each one briefly. Activities. Do something. Anything that captures your attention can distract you from distress. Enjoyable activities can help balance your mood by releasing serotonin. Productive activities can improve your motivation and satisfaction by releasing dopamine. And activities with other people or animals can make us feel more calm by releasing oxytocin. The main thing is it needs to be easy to access. Contributing. Do something for someone else. Simply doing something nice for someone else has the effect of taking our mind off our own worries and focusing on making someone else happy. This activates our tend and befriend and rise to the challenge stress responses and helps us benefit from oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine release. Comparisons to those less fortunate. Maybe you've heard the expression, things can always get worse. It's usually possible to identify someone in a less fortunate situation than ourselves. Comparing the relative fortune in our lives can sometimes help us feel gratitude for what we do have, instead of focusing on what we don't. Emotions. Replace painful emotions with different, more uplifting ones. Sometimes when we're feeling distressed, we might choose to do things that highlight the distressing emotions, like listening to our playlist of the most depressing songs of all time. As a way to validate our feelings and soothe ourselves, it can help. However, if our goal has changed to moving past the painful emotions, we can replace them with calmness, hope, energy, motivation, fun, and humor by doing things that encourage those uplifting feelings. Pushing away out of our mind temporarily. In the long term, we definitely want to become more aware of and learn from our emotions, but it's not always the right time to do that. Sometimes we just need to keep calm and carry on. In a crisis, we can temporarily push our pain away until an appropriate time to fully experience our feelings. This is what healthy control of our emotions looks like. Thoughts. Replace them. Similar to emotions, sometimes we find that our thoughts are not helpful, especially when we notice we're caught up in catastrophizing, black and white thinking, or some other self-limiting thinking habit. This is a time to replace negative thoughts with neutral ones. Here are some ways to replace our thoughts, including counting to 100 in threes, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, etc. Repeating the lyrics to a song in our heads over and over again, or playing Spot It by looking for objects around us with a particular characteristic, like a color, a shape, or some other attribute. The key here is doing it mindfully by focusing on just the one thing. More on that later. The last letter in ACCEPTS stands for sensations. The goal is to intensify physical sensations, to get out of our heads and to ground us in the present moment. It's soothing ourselves with the 6 senses. Do you remember the fidget toys from earlier? And using temperature and intense exercise from the tip skill? These can be effective ways to distract ourselves from our distress using strong sensory experiences. Now that we know what ACCEPT stands for, we can remember what strategies can help us distract from distressing situations, which means that next we need to discuss some tips for how to use these strategies.